ears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now.
Good afternoon. It is now 4:27 in the afternoon. My power is back on. It is still a rainy day here in Atlanta. My apologies about the 5-minute podcast this morning, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. We're looking at CrowdStrike. I woke up, I had a full bowl of Sugar Pops. I went to Walmart. I bought one of the end cap, those bags. It's like 4 feet long, those bags of breakfast cereals. It was Sugar Pops. I bought it. I came home. I said, I want some Sugar Pops. I went and had some Sugar Pops, and then I needed to take a nap. This is the day of Gary. I took a nap, and then I woke up at like 3:45, realized I should get on and I should trade CrowdStrike because I looked at the chart on my Webull app, and it looked really good going into close. If we see it right here, the 5-minute chart, I'm going to show you the 5-minute chart here. Because it looked really good going into the close. Okay, here's the close. You have a very nice upward momentum with confirmation ever since about 3 o'clock. The 50-day starting to move. What I also saw was when you go to a daily, when we go to a daily session, what's nice was 297 was exactly where the 50-day on a daily. Yes, the MACD is crossing down. Yes, the RSI is at 43. But on a daily, it was trading at 297.56 at the close. Now, let's go in and let's look at a 5-minute chart after hours. This is how you trade earnings. We want to look at extended hours trading. There is one candle that is screwed up, but you're at $351 right now. $351. You're up 11%. You were up as much as 14%. This is how you trade earnings. Into the close on a 5-minute, this was a solid confirmation with the MACD very low, with the RSI down, wasn't usually down. Right now, it's oversold. You're still in an upward trajectory. The confirmation is still there. I'm not buying it. I'm just pointing this out. This is how you trade earnings. You take the candles, you work the candles. We will be doing this tomorrow morning live, 9 a.m. on a Zoom meeting for all the paid newsletter customers. Now, what I'm going to do for this podcast, I'm going to just show you how to use this newsletter to see, okay, Gary just published his newsletter. His podcast is out. How do I look at this stuff? Okay. Well, we go down to the pod notes. Okay. Look at QQQ on the weekly. You click that. You go over to Twitter and you can see TrendSpider posted a seasonality Monday through Friday for QQQ. All 2024. This goes back to the beginning of 2024. You can see Monday's up. Tuesday's down. We're Tuesday right now. We should be buying QQQ thinking that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we're going to be up. Today was a bloodbath on the Qs. If we go over let's go over here and we'll go to the market data. This is Seeking Alpha. We'll go to the market data and we can look. The NASDAQ was down 1.79. The Dow down 1%. The S&P down 1%. We did start to get the NASDAQ back on this chart right here shows you the seasonality. This is how you use the newsletter. Let's go to the next one. Bitcoin. JP Morgan thinks that Bitcoin will get back to 42,000. I think it's trading right now. Let's see. Bitcoin. BTC. Let's see where it's trading. Bitcoin to US dollar. We're over on Seeking Alpha. This is why I love Seeking Alpha. 63,000. It got to 69,244. We hit a record high. Drops 10% since reaching its all-time high. Is this something that you want to get into? Well, maybe. But this article says that JP Morgan thinks it's going to go down to 42,000 during the halving. I think the halving is bullish. I don't like JP Morgan. I think Jamie Dimon plays with the price of Bitcoin all the time. Tom Lee, this link that takes you over here to Twitter, it takes you to a video where Tom Lee He says that we should be able to hit $150,000 on Bitcoin before the end of the year. That's crazy to me. That's nuts. Tom Lee has been more right than wrong. Absolutely, he's been more right than wrong. So you can watch that video. You can decide if you want to, if you want to do with him. Target went nuts after earnings. I think they were up 10%. I don't have them in the core portfolio, but let's take a look at Target on the 4-hour algorithm because they did have a buy-in right before their earnings. I said that this was a $170 stock. We'll take a look at this. See that yellow line up there? We'll go back to the weekly, because that yellow line is at $172. That's where I thought we found support, and we were 11% from there for the past couple of days. Well, today, let's look at Target. Today's day range. Target, I think it got up to 172. I do own this. It is not in the core portfolio. It probably will get back into the core portfolio. Today it got to 170.47. I will be selling this at 170. I didn't love the earnings. The earnings were okay. I didn't love the earnings. But in the newsletter, Target soars after profitability. Can't argue with it. It was up 11% today. So you can read that earnings. They announced a same-day delivery and a membership program like Amazon. CrowdStrike, here is the earnings preview. This was a great article to look at. It hit it right out of the park. Perfectly demonstrated CrowdStrike. Here is ARK. We're seeing a lot of outflows in the in ARK. And that's what this article is pointing out. Watched $1 billion of investor capital leave the exchange-traded fund in the first 2 months of 2024. ARK funds, they don't look great. Again, Tesla, I've said it many times. Tesla right now, for me, not necessarily investable. I think you're going to have better times in Tesla. But RK, you can see that turnover. The algorithm gets you in here at 50%. $50 hasn't gotten you out. It will get you out soon. It will get you out with a loss. The algorithm actually loses you 5%, but 2 years in 24 months, you have, 28 positions. So about 1.2 per month, trades per month. It's not a lot, but it got you in here. It's going to get you out with a loss. The algorithm on average loses you 5%. 5.2%, not on average. It loses you 5.2% over 24 months. If you bought it 24 months ago, you lost 16%. So the algorithm actually saves you money on this, but it's not one that I necessarily would trade. Again, the article points out Tesla, Roku, Roblox, and others. She's just having a problem with some of her core stocks. That's all that is. She will continue to pound the table on those. Now, Stephen Cross, who is Seeking Alpha's head of Seeking Alpha quant strategist, he's the head of Alpha Picks, who does the Alpha Picks. Supermicro Computer, strong buy rating upon entry into the S&P 500. This article displays everything you need to know about SMCI. If you want to know more, they're posting daily videos on their YouTube channel. SMCI, I watched one last night, completely made me want to buy more of the company. They do have some competition. Where is it now? You're at 1103 in after hours. 1103. We saw some buying into this. You're up 2%. 1104. Okay? Did you get it today when it dipped under $1,000? Because if you didn't have the cojones to buy this when it dipped under $1,000, I don't think you have the cojones to stay on here. I mean, just sell out with your nice 10, 15%. Give me a nice little tip, but you may not have the cojones. Did you buy more? Let's see. Today's range, 976. Okay, 976. We want to buy the Qs. We want to look at what TrendSpider said. Hey, everything seems to be going up. It looks like after hours, everything's coming by. Supermicro Computer director sells $4.3 million in the company stock. Who cares? Dude needed a pool in the backyard. These are all of a sudden, these are Bitcoin millionaires in SMCI. That's all this is. You are up after hours. you are up $14, 1.3%. You're at 1105. So super micro, again, it was in the newsletter. That the super micro, they believe that is good. If you didn't want super micro, maybe you want something a little more less volatile. Well, Dell might be your thing. This is Dell AI servers are a unique opportunity. Again, this is just going by the newsletter. So if you don't want to listen to my podcast, I'm just going by the newsletter. Dell, strong buy in the quant, 4.99. It is up 0.05%. It's at 117. 52-week range, you've got it all the way up to 131. Let's see what Wall Street thinks that Dell Technologies is valued at. Let's see. Their average is 117. That's where you're trading. The high is 152. And a lot of people probably haven't come out with a bunch of buys on, there's 20 analysts who rate it in the last 90 days. Let's go over here. Say you don't have Seeking Alpha, but you see my newsletter and you say, okay, I want to look at Dell. Well, the PE is 26. The forward PE is 13. That is cheap. That is super cheap. It's got a nice dividend, 1.48%, $1.74. That's really good. You're up 53% year to date. It's March 5th. You're up 53%. The average target price, $93. This has all got, changed around with the earnings. Let's see, March 1st after the earnings, 105. You're trading at 117. Well, actually, that was before earnings. So nobody's even up this after earnings. You have an opportunity to do this. Dell Technologies and CrowdStrike expand partnership. Let's see, where's Dell Technologies in after hours? It's up 0.05. If they're expanding with CrowdStrike, I like this. I like this stock a lot. Again, if you're not into a SMCI and you think it's run too much, Dell hasn't run that much. The PE is not huge. Dell, established company, they're doing servers. Again, how to use the newsletter. Let's see. Seeking Alpha Premium, I told you this. This was great. Seeking Alpha Premium, this is an app, and I quoted this was, let's see. Here we go. I said, hey, sitting in bed with the Seeking Alpha Premium, this is what it showed me. I mean, it's just BITO. These are all bullish ETFs. Notice anything similar? A lot of these are either leveraged or Bitcoin stuff. So again, how do you use the newsletter to do this? You research this stuff. I did buy a few stocks in my parents' portfolio yesterday. ODFL. This is an Old Dominion Freight Line. This is a solid stock. Do not think that I think that ODFL is a bad stock. We sold half of it. My parents were up 100%. I took that half and I said, here's what you want to look at. He's up 100. My dad's up 100% in this stock. Are we going back to all-time highs? Well, we're close to all-time highs. You're hitting double at $430. You're hitting kind of a resistance level right there. Is it going to go to 800 in the next couple of days? Next couple of years? I don't know. I don't think so. I think railroads that the valuation on this one, it's super expensive. So I bought a BLDR. Now I bought a BLDR 203. It's at 198 right now. I think you should buy more. It's turning over on the 4-hour algorithm. This is a nice trending stock up here, BLDR. It's not super expensive. Not super expensive at all. If we go over here and we do ODFL, we look at this one, Old Dominion Freight Line. Let's look at what Seeking Alpha says about it. I mean, it's got hold. Why wouldn't I trim when I'm at 100%? Look at that 52-week range. We sold yesterday. I think we sold somewhere in the neighborhood of 445 or so. It was somewhere in that neighborhood. 452 is your top. Take the 100%, and then any money that you're investing, it's all just, it's basically just your profit that you made. So we bought BLDR. Quant says hold at 3.44. The only problem is growth. Yes, they have a problem growing. Yes, it's a builder supply company. That's where you have a problem growing. The valuation's not bad. The profitability's not bad. The momentum's not bad. The revisions aren't bad. Look at this. The average target price, $213. You got a 7% upside. Old Dominion Freight Line isn't like that. So I took the profits and I said, let's find out where we put them. I said that. I sold out of Pfizer. Pfizer, Josh Brown said that Pfizer is if you read his newsletter today, he's got a great newsletter. But if you read his newsletter, he thinks this is the investment of the century. The trade of the century. He says, I don't know. It could go down to 22. It was up 0.89% at 26. I told my dad, I said, listen, when are you actually going to get out of this stock? Because he had about, some money into this. I got out around the 40s when it crossed this 200 day. I said, it took it out of the core portfolio. I just sold it, put my money somewhere else. I don't have a ton of conviction. Josh Brown does. I sold my parents Pfizer. What did I buy? I bought a bunch of NVIDIA at, say, 873. NVIDIA is in the core portfolio. Is it horrible that I bought it at 873? I think I bought it at 873 because, we bought it yesterday morning, so it was up here. The candle was open 866, high was 876. If you look at a 5-minute chart, I bought it in strength. Probably should have waited. Probably should have done something. But my parents are buy and hold people. It's not something that I'm going to sit there and strategize and do a bunch in. Just buy it and hold it. 873. But it's in the newsletter. Said that I bought it in the newsletter. Morgan Stanley, today's NVIDIA CFO conference. New products are already sold out. Don't be alarmed by the H100 chip lead times coming down. Inference at 40% mix. Total TAM, total addressable market of $2 trillion. There's $1 trillion TAM on simply replacing the existing data center infrastructure and accelerating computing, but another $1 trillion when you factor in efficiency grades. That's it. Trader Nate, fantastic newsletter this morning. He wrote, and he's an ex-analyst for a Fortune 500 company, and he's an ex-analyst for an investment firm. He is great, and he talks about how he loves chart and technicals. Understand there's two things. There's fundamentals and there's technicals. He talks about how fundamentals can be manipulated, how CEOs and the C-suite tend to, they take shiny objects and they say, oh, look over there. And that's, in order to boost the share price. It's what Disney's doing, or Bob Iger did in the last earnings thing. He threw out the kitchen sink. Remember what I always tell you, with fundamentals, whether your grandmother is cooking turkey or meatloaf for Christmas, it's already priced into the market. Nate puts this perfectly. You can't manipulate the stock chart. Chart is what it is. Social requests. Good afternoon, Gary. I was wondering if you could go over PHUN. PHUN, this is funware. I looked. I went over here to Seeking Alpha, and I put in a PHUN, and there wasn't any news. I didn't see anything that would justify an 18% gain today after something like a 20% gain or a 12% gain the previous day. Let's take a look at the stock chart. The algorithm got you in yesterday afternoon at $14.46. You closed at $14.99. You are up, let's see, it opened at $15.99. It's coming back down. I couldn't find a damn thing about this that says why it's going up. Public offering, $10 million of public offering, falls for, that's February 7th. So I couldn't find anything about this. I don't know anything about the company. It is a crap company and it's all hype. Take a look at the volume. The volume right here. Have we seen that volume anytime in the last year? No. It's the volume hype. It's just hype. So again, it's just hype. We're going back to the newsletter. That was Anthony from Facebook. I posted this about Apple and Google yesterday in the private Facebook group, and I thought it was important enough to post in the newsletter. And this is about Apple. Apple is a buy whenever you want to buy it. And we can take a look at the chart. It is in the core portfolio. Apple is at 170. You could have gotten in the 160s today. The two candles, let's see, the morning session, it got down to 169. in the afternoon. It got down to 169. You could have gotten in the 160s. Doesn't mean that it won't go down there. Again, we have weakness. I said for the past few days, I wouldn't be buying Apple here because it's weak. But at some point in time, Apple will be a buy. So I think you can buy it whenever. I think 170s long-term is perfectly fine. It's not like this one's going to 0. I don't think it's going to 120. If it does, we've got bigger problems in the market. Google is another story. And Sergey Brin was out on a press tour. They don't speak. Larry and Sergey don't speak. He said Google screwed up with Gemini. I think you're okay with Google. The problem is the Gemini reaction is worrying. Understand, what happened with Gemini is people were asking it for pictures of founding fathers, for Revolutionary War people, and it was injecting in bias. It was injecting in equality. It was making, George Washington African American. I think at one point it made Thomas Jefferson Asian. I may have these things wrong. It wasn't somebody asking for that, but it was clear there was some type of inclusion that was included in Gemini's training. We all know that Google is probably a more liberal employer. They have diversity people in there. In fact, in Google, when you talk to Google employees, a certain size of a meeting requires a diversity person from HR to be present in that meeting, just to make sure that there's inclusive behavior in that. There was probably something written in the code. They need to go back and rewrite the code. That's a problem with Google's culture. And I'm not making a political statement here. This is nothing political. The market is saying we don't want that. And so I'm not injecting whether this is right or wrong. But the market is saying we don't want that in our AI. They're not using the Gemini model. They're going over to other models. They're going and using ChatGPT. They're going and using some of the other models. I forget the other models. So, Llama from Meta. They're going and using those other models. It's clear users don't want this. They've essentially they have to rebuild the models. I am still in Google. Perfectly honest, I have not trimmed Google. I'd like to see how the management handles this. I have a low enough purchase price that I can hang on to this for quite a while. We're talking in the 50s. Don't mistake my analysis for a political stance. This is simply a matter of, will Google get users to use their AI models if they are building equity and inclusion in their models? So far, the answer is no. The market is saying no, and Google is losing the AI race. I think, personal opinion, I think Google needs to go through what Meta went through. I think Google needs to go through what Twitter went through. I think there needs to be a year of efficiency, and I think management needs to take a stand. That's exactly what I think. So that would be my take on Google. Apple, you can wait for it. Google, I think you have to wait until management responds. We talk about it all the time. We want good companies with good products, with good earnings, and good management. Management right now is in question, and it's not just this decision. Remember, they bought DeepMind. They had AI in their hands. 2 years ago, they let ChatGPT, trump them. Google could be ChatGPT way out in front of AI. They're too slow, they're too big, they're too heavy. And so what we want is a nimble, very reactive Google that is able to innovate, and they haven't shown that they're able to innovate right now. So that's why I wanted to put that in the newsletter. I think it's a good take on it. Nailish wanted me to go over Dell Computer. I went over Dell. I think Dell is fine. I think you could take a look at the chart. I think you can buy Dell here, even though we 3-day rule. We've got this gap. We've got some weakness here at 94. In the aftermarket, you're at 118. You're down 2.99% from where we opened. I do think that you're hitting that 9-day. If you're in at 89, I think you probably just hold on to this one. If you were in Dell at 89 before earnings and you knew something, great. I mean, this is a great comeback story. Kind of like Intel when it was in the 20s. Look at this. I mean, that's a great, you're at all-time highs. I mean, this is a great story again. This is a well-run company, good fundamentals, Good chart. So if you want to buy Dell, I don't think it's a horrible one to buy. Again, we're in AI. And I've said this many times. There are two things in this market that are driving. It is AI and it's GLP-1. That's it. If you want to buy into AI, buy the picks and shovels. Dell is one of those. SMCI is one of those. Eric Hanneman, I see DEC is also joining the S&P. From what I see, the quant fundamentals and chart look good. I'm thinking about adding a position. What's your analysis on this one? I think it's boat shoes. I mean, Deckers is a shoe company. I don't get it at all. I mean, it's Deckers Outdoors Company. I don't understand this whatsoever. The valuation is too high. But, I mean, 1 year it's up 130%, 113%. Year to date, you're up 38%. It's down 2% at 906. The valuation is what's crazy. Wall Street has it as a buy. I mean, you look at this, the average price target is 911. 0.4%, 906. How does it react to the price target? Look, it just kind of hugs it. You want to buy when there's that disparity between and then space. You wanted to buy it here, where in October of last year, where it was trading at 584, but the target was 629. Right now, the target is 919. It's trading at 911. So you don't have a ton, and the valuation is a little tough for a shoe company. I mean, a shoe company. I can't tell you the last time I wore it. So if you wear boat shoes, if you have a sweater vest in your closet, if your wife's name is Buffy, if you go on the water, out in a boat on the weekends, yeah, Deckers is your thing. I'd rather be in AI. I'd rather be in GLP-1. I mean, those are the two things that are working. So again, this is how I'm trying to put it in your mind that for me, DEC isn't one. But hey, I've missed out on 40% in 2 months? Can you imagine a scenario where selling NVIDIA would ever be a good idea based on the stock company outlook? Absolutely. Let's see. Do they, their wait times right now are within a couple of months for an H100. That's not great, but they're saying that it's just because their capacity went up. So I could absolutely see that happening. Shep, you had a chart recently showing how the run was over for SMCI, but that didn't seem to take into account moving up into the S&P, or maybe looks like we have made way more upside. I would be careful. Momentum is a strong force. FOMO is a strong force. What's also a strong force is when you're up 800% over just a couple of months. This is, this run right here. The algorithm has had you in a 262% run over 24 months. If you got in, March 5th, 2022, that was 2 years ago, you're up 1,580% with 23 positions. So once a month. You've been trading this once a month. You're up 1,580. If you bought it 24 months ago, and you've held on to it, you're up 2,439%. Let's see. What's 5,000 times 2,439%? Let's see if Siri knows it. $121,000. So you turned $5,000 into $121,000. That's 2 years. 2 years. So understand SMCI. Yes, I think the valuation is fine. Yeah, I mean, you go over here and you look at SMCI, comparatively speaking. The problem that you have with SMCI is, yes, their stuff is very unique. Yes, they have a far lead time like NVIDIA does, ahead of everyone else. Yes, they have a great product. The problem is it's very much a copyable product. They have competitors. The average price target is $795. I mean, they can't raise this price target strong enough. You go over here. Let's look at the last time it was raised. Last time it was raised, Goldman, $941. That's not great. That was just yesterday. So, Bank of America on February 15th, $1,040. You're trading right now at $1,100. So understand you're moving into that territory where it's a little bit much. So let's go back to the newsletter, take a look. IOVA. What the hell is IOVA? I am going to yell about, God, I don't even want to look at this chart. IOVA, biotherapeutics. What do I know about biotherapeutics? Nothing. Chart looks great. If you got in here in October at $3, you're at $16 right now. If you got in here at $8 in January, you're at $16. I mean, what do you want me to say about this? Great chart. Probably great news. Price target, $25. Let's go and let's look at when the last time price targets were updated. IOVA. I mean, this is stuff you guys can do. They're not making money. They're losing money. Nobody's updated it recently. Last one was Goldman, initiated back in November, $12. You're trading at $16. Why are you buying it? Is there news on it? I don't know. I have no idea. It's a huge, strong buy. Go and read some of the ratings. I know nothing about biotherapeutics. So, a close look at Ion. This says a sell as of Friday, February 23rd. So, stock rises after FDA lifts clinical hold on lung cancer trial. Yeah, it's down 2.77%. I wouldn't get it. I mean, again, it's not my thing. Scans. We looked at Lilly. Again, two things in this market. It is about GLP-1 and it is about AI. Eli Lilly is about GLP-1. They have an enormous head start. You got your MACD down here. You got your RSI at about 57. It was down 1.64. Do you want to buy it? The algorithm has you currently in a 34% gain. Algorithm got another MACD cross up. Wasn't great today. But remember what the TrendSpider said about seasonality with Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? Maybe you want to buy this on the pullback. Over the 24 months, this algorithm makes you 100%. Buying and holding Eli Lilly made you 194%. You had 23 positions, so you trade about once a month. Again, do we get a second leg up? The valuation on this is crazy. But I don't know. Put the chart in there. Goldman Sachs. This one's been capitulating here. Again, this is in the core portfolio. This one, I think it wants to go above 400, but it just doesn't know how to get there. You can see this trading range right here between about probably 370 right here and about 400. I mean, it just seems to want to get to 400. That right there is all the way from December 12th. I mean, you haven't made a ton of money since December 12th on this stock. You got your earnings coming up April 16th. So nothing, no catalyst recent. Look at the MACD. It's just kind of sitting there. It's come down, but the stock price didn't come down. But the MACD's just kind of flattened out. The RSI just flattened out. There's nothing in that tells me it's going to take off other than maybe the algorithm knows something. Target. We talked about Target in the chart. Target is one also it was in the core portfolio. This one, if you listen to the algorithm, you're in it. You're in it since 143. If you listen to me, you're in it since about 120. I said 110. Probably, I didn't know if it was a good buy. I said when we gapped up on this earnings, I said this is back. We're back. I mean, I basically was saying, hey, buy your Pepe coin. Buy your Juan Carlo coin. Buy the meme coins right here because we're taking off and retail is back. Let's see. SCO, I said, hey, just be careful with that one. Energy transfer. Do you like energy transfer? Because it's got a 6%, 9% yield. And look, we got another MACD cross up in the algorithm. I mean, this one has you at a nice 6% gain over 19 days at 14. I've been screaming about that one. Hey, buy it here. Do I have it? No, it's energy. I got pissed at Devon. I hold Devon. Why do I hold Devon and not this? I have MPLX. MPLX is performing very similar to this. MPLX just crossed 40. So you got it here. Okay, tools that I have because the dogs are about to start jumping up and being crazy. Linktree. If you are in the Daily Stock Pick newsletter, if you're not, sign up for the newsletter. It is free. But tomorrow, we will have a free live trading for the paid newsletter subscribers. You go down here to recents, and it's right here. You can get the link if you just click on that down here in the bottom left. But the normal newsletter is absolutely 100% free. So sign up at Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. If you like my algorithm, get the 4-hour algorithm. I mean, you get it. You sign up for TrendSpider, and you get it. It's $8.95 or something, $8.97 for the year. It's such a great charting tool. For me, I can't live with $8.92. $8.92. You save $895. You save more than you pay. If you can't make money in the market, one of two things: either you're not trading effectively, or you don't have a large enough portfolio. If you don't have a large enough portfolio, I would suggest Seeking Alpha Premium. The Seeking Alpha Premium is $50 off. It's $189. If you click on this, I got to sign out to show you, but $189 is what it is for the year. And at the very least, I should have more money in Webull, because that damn Fidelity app cost me from trading CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike, let's see where it is. But I think you buy in the after hours today, because everything, I think everything's going up. I think, we're in the seasonality. CrowdStrike, you're up 14% at 360. We were at 350 when I started this damn thing. So you've got opportunities in this market. I will see everyone tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. All the paid news. And thank you to everybody that's paying. I mean, I just had a huge influx of people paying for the newsletter, because I think everybody's excited about tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. If you're not there, you are square. Yeah, my name's Richie Cunningham from the 50s with blonde hair right now. Okay, take care. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Sorry about losing power. I have power. It's just a rainy day here, and the dogs need to get fed. It's now 5 o'clock. I've been going on for a while. I will upload this, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.